All right. Hey guys, girls, gorgeous people. Is everyone okay? Pop me a message in the chat box. I'm just going to turn the chat on. So, I'll introduce myself in a minute and we'll just get everybody in. Good evening, good evening, good evening. So, just write in the chat box where you are watching from. Hey everybody, hey.
Hi.
Hey, I'm just going to put everyone on mute for the beginning. I'll unmute you in a little while, just while everyone comes in. So we're like 2 minutes after 8, so everyone's like, click, click, click it away. Hi, gorgeous goddess Camilla. Hi, Emily. Hi, Mona. Hey, lovely. So let me know where you're watching from today. I'd love to know what city you're in. How's your day been? I've got the heating on. It's August still, and I've got the heating on. All right. Okay, great. So, all righty. So welcome. We're just going to let people roll in as they come, as they're working things out. It's just gone 8 o'clock. So if you don't know me, I'm Jay Diamond. Most of you do already know me. I am a pleasure and intimacy coach. I really help people stand on top of their story and not underneath it. I help struggling couples get juicy and reconnected again, and stuck singles really find their soulmate. And I really have a deep love of assisting women who are overcoming sexual abuse, and I do a lot of work around body image as well. So I have like one-to-one mentorships and online courses. Tonight it's a free class, so I hope you really enjoy it. So if you've ever been to any of my classes before, you'll know how powerful it is when we do this Theta Healing work. So here's a rundown of how class is going to go tonight. So we're going to look at some of the common struggles when it comes to emotional eating. And so I'll be asking you some questions, and I really want you to write in the chat box. I really want you to answer the questions, not just listen to me speak, but this is going to be very interactive part of the class, where I'm really asking you to kind of look a little bit deeper and find out what's going on so that we can start to uncover some of your blocks. So we're going to look at the kind of common struggles. Then we're going to look at the top 5 fears that stop you having the body that looks and feels the way you want, and they might not all be what you expect. And then I'm going to show you how to test your subconscious mind. So if you've not drunk a lot of water today, this is the time to go and get a glass of water, because it's really important that you hydrate, because I'm going to show you a really very simple yet really powerful technique. It's muscle testing, and it's going to show you your subconscious beliefs, because often we know what our conscious beliefs are, but we don't know what our subconscious beliefs are. I'm actually going to start the class by assisting you to shift 5 beliefs around emotional eating. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to bring one of you forward. So I'm going to work with Camilla tonight, and she's going to act as what's called a surrogate. So there she is. And so as I do this work on Camilla, and I'll scan her body, and I'll look into her body and speak with her body system and her subconscious mind and find out what's the story going on underneath the emotional eating. As I'm offering her the healing, I'll be offering it to you as well. And the way that this works is I'll say things like, can we remove this belief, or can we download you with this belief, or can we show you how it feels? And because of free will, which is a law of the universe, the only way that you can receive this is if you say yes out loud. Okay, so you're under no obligation to receive any healing that you don't want. No one's going to make you. But if you do want to receive it, I'll offer it. There are certain points where I'll offer this healing to the group, and I'll say to Camilla, can we show you how it feels? Can we remove this belief? She'll say yeah. And then I'll say, if anyone else wants this belief, do you want it? And you'll say yes as well, and then the healing will happen. Okay? Does that sound clear enough? But I'll re-remind you closer to the time. So what I want you to do first is to just type in the chat box and tell me what your current struggles are, what your main struggles are related to body image and emotional eating. So let's pop that in the chat box. What's the main issues that come up for you around body image and around emotional eating? So is it, hi Team Tam. So we're just writing in the chat box what your current struggles are around emotional eating and with your body image. So for me, traditionally, my struggles have been around my thighs a little bit and my belly. They've been the main things for me. So last week we talked a lot, if you were in the class last week, we talked about a lot of girls have got issues with their boobs, with their vagina. They don't really like that in terms of body image. When we talked about emotional eating, a lot of it was around covering feelings. I did a Facebook Live class this week, and there were people who were eating to cover the pain of miscarriage. There were women who were eating because they didn't think they were worthy of having the body that they want. There were women who didn't believe that they could maintain the body that they want. Yeah. And so that led them to overeating. I can't see any of your messages in the chat box. So pop them in for me now. Maybe it's on a bit of a delay. For me, it's not a weight issue. I'm very healthy. I overeat and binge eat. Yeah, not entirely clear the reason, but it's emotional blocking, psychic blocking. That's a really big one. And that's often been the one for me. I've never been massively overweight, but I've had a very interesting relationship with food. And my weight has fluctuated. And a lot of it was to cover how I was feeling. And so for me, sadness is the big trigger. I binge eat too, yeah. And often it's because there's an uncomfortable feeling in the body and we don't know how to deal with it, we don't know how to process it, so we eat over it. The other way of controlling that feeling is to starve it out. So usually we can go one of either way with emotional eating or emotional starving. It's just it's kind of just two sides of the same coin. Like sometimes when people get anxious, they stop eating, they can't eat. They feel sick if they eat, yeah, because it's almost like they're trying to starve the feeling out, whereas some of us will eat more to try and cover that feeling up and try and create a sense of fullness where there's a void. Does that make sense? Oh, the sound has gone off. So guys, if you write in the messages in the chat box, I think we need to check that you haven't muted me. Somebody's saying you can't hear me all of a sudden. It's a bit strange. So what are the kind of thoughts that you're having when you're struggling with what you're eating? Let's say you're overeating or you're undereating and you're not feeling good in your body. I want you to be really clear. What kind of messages are you telling yourself when that happens? Like, what are you making it mean? Because here's the thing. I could eat all this food, maybe I gain weight, maybe I'm starving myself and I lose weight, maybe I'm making myself sick if I was bulimic, and I might look on the outside to everyone else like everything's okay, but really it's not, yeah? What are the kind of things that you're telling yourself? What are the kind of stories? Is it like, I'm not attractive? Are you telling yourself, I always fail? And I'm being really clear on this because it's very important that you get clear on the kind of messages that you tell yourself, because this is going to tell you a lot about the root problem. I comfort eat as advice for various things, for stress and for pain. Definitely a short-term gratification for covering up my emotions. Absolutely spot on that one. I can still hear you. I can even hear you typing. I know it must be annoying. Sorry about that. All right. Okay, good. So write in the chat box, what kind of stories are you telling yourself when you're getting into this trap of emotional eating, when you're not feeling good about your body? Do you tell yourself that you're ugly? Do you tell yourself that you're not attractive? Do you tell yourself you're not as good as somebody else? Or have you got a kind of sneaky ego? So when I really started to work on my body image, when I started to work on my self-esteem, and I really started to move forward, my ego got tricky. So it wouldn't tell me straight out, you're ugly, you're fat. It started telling me that I was average. So it would, because it knew it wasn't going to get away with you're ugly or fat anymore, because that was just like, no, I'm not having that, I'm not hearing it. It would just say, well, you're just very average. And it was just a way of like my ego keeping on top and keeping that control. Does that make sense? And it was just another kind of negative and nasty voice, just in a little bit of a sneaky way. So what kinds of things does your inner voice say around your weight, around how you look, around your body? Does it tell you that you're not good enough? Does it tell you you'll never get to where you want to be? Pop it in the chat box and let me know what you think. So while you're typing that in, because I want to hear what the story is that you're telling yourself, this is really important that you see these two things together. But when you let yourself go down that spiral, this is the story that you make it move. This is what the story that you tell yourself, so that you can start to shift it. Because here's the problem. A lot of people know that they might have a particular issue. They've got body issues, or they've got self-esteem issues, they've got confidence issues. But because they won't be specific, they're not seeing the impact that it's having on their life. And therefore, they don't take correction. They don't take any action to correct it. Sorry, they don't take any action to correct it. And the problem goes on. Because what I see with body image is this: it massively affects women in dating, massively affects them in their relationship, massively affects them in terms of their visibility. So if you're trying to get into your life purpose and you still don't feel good and in right relationship with your body, you're going to keep hiding yourself. You will keep hiding yourself because you don't want to be seen. And it's not about what's logical, it's just about what the subconscious thinks. And I see it over and over and over again. But until we get really, really clear and we tell the truth on what it is, it's like we keep it vague enough so we don't have to do anything about it. Does that make sense? So the ego keeps things really, really vague. We don't want to be specific. We don't want to dig any deeper. And therefore, we don't have to make any changes. We kind of stay in this comfort zone, right? But that comfort zone is keeping us in a bad place, having a bad relationship with food, where we justify our emotional overeating, but we stay stuck in this kind of guilt and upset and anger and not feeling good about ourselves. And it just leads to this spiral of low self-esteem, and I'm not good enough, and I can't do it, and I can't maintain it. Where that's not true. It's just what we're telling ourselves. And that's why I'm really calling you to be very specific. Does that make sense? My ego doesn't say those things. It tricks me to say it'll make me feel better and to eat the unhealthier foods. I think there's defo something underneath that. I can't get to my ideal body and can't maintain the healthy eating. Very good. This is a big one. So in the class last week, we really uncovered this belief that for a lot of women, we feel that's what we want, but I'll never be able to maintain it. Therefore, we don't bother, we don't try, and we don't get the right support because we've already decided ahead of time it's not going to work. Yeah. And so that's what we get. This one says, when it's clearly emotional eating, there's so much shame and guilt. The story is, I can't handle it, whatever the situation is. Great. I'll never get to the healed, confident, high vibration person I dream to be. And also I hear the voice, I don't care, when I'm doing it. So I know it's my ego when I hear that. Brilliant, it was spot on, right? So does this resonate with anyone else who's listening? Because I know when I get into that, I went into that place, I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter, it's okay. We kind of minimize it in order to justify the behavior, right? I'll never get to be the person that I dream to be. And so therefore, we don't, because we create that expectation and we don't put the things in place that are going to get us to the place where we want to be. So very interesting, right? And here are the top 5 fears. So usually, although everybody's case is a little bit different, and often we're using food to manage feelings, often because we don't know how to name our feelings, how to go beyond the surface level of the feeling and feel it, and we don't know how to yet create a distance between the emotional feeling and the need to take the food in order to cover the emotional feeling. Although everyone has a different reason and there's different things underpinning it, there are 5 main fears that most of these things come under. Okay, so although everyone might be slightly different, at a deeper level, a general level, it generally comes under these 5 things. So tell me which one applies to you, or maybe 1 or 2. The fear of jealousy of others, and this comes from hearing other women talk smack about women who have lost weight, or who are in magazines, or perhaps have slimmed down but they've still got cellulite, or they've slimmed down and then they say, oh yeah, well now she's got saggy boobs, or now she looks like this or that, like this. They get snide basically if they see a woman who's fit and healthy. Obviously if a woman's unhealthy, she's unhealthy, but you know what I'm talking about. It's the kind of clique mentality that sometimes is in families or sometimes within friends, and it's the kind of conversation is, we're all like this and this is what we identify as, and if you're not like that, then people start to say something to make you feel bad. And this happens a lot with families. It also happens a lot with drink. Like if you try and stop drinking, my God, the opinions and the things and the lengths that people will go to try and make you have a drink. So fear of the jealousy of others, and that comes under, then, I don't belong to this group if I change, if I look different. Number 2 is fear of being smaller. Let's say you, or as a for instance, were born into a big family and you've always had to fight for attention and you've always had to be loud to get yourself heard. There'll be a need to take up more physical space in order to be seen, in order to be heard, in order to be appreciated. So there's a fear of being smaller, because by being smaller you might feel less safe also. So if you feel like physically bigger in the world, you might actually feel like you're more safe and that people won't mess with you if you're of a bigger stature. Number 3 is fear of losing yourself. So this is kind of tied to a little bit with number 2, that you feel that you're not going to be quite who you identify or have identified yourself to be. So when you've carried excess weight for a long time, or perhaps you've even been underweight for a long time, then who you are without that habit, without that need, sometimes the ego doesn't know what to do, because we don't know how to identify as ourselves as the new person who has a healthier relationship with food. Does that make sense? Like maybe I'll be a different person, or I don't want to be that kind of bitchy, you know, I had lots of things where I was standing in rebellion to societal conditioning around women, societal conditioning around food, societal conditioning about what kind of shape and size a woman should be. And I was like, I'm having none of that. So I kept on at excess weight for periods of my life because I was in rebellion to that. I didn't want to lose myself and my principles, if that makes sense. I didn't want to turn into that kind of girl who, let's say, is snobby or, you know, when we see kind of women who have a bit of a superior attitude, or other people perceive you as that, even if that's not who you are. So number 4 is the fear of losing someone because you're different than you were. So this can be, as an example, one lady kept saying she wanted to lose weight, but she didn't lose weight because every time she got slim, her husband got very jealous and it caused a big issue in their relationship. Every time she dropped weight, her husband would suddenly start acting up. And so her fear was that her husband would not be happy with her and they would split up. Conversely, if your partner said that they like you at a bigger size, and maybe you're not quite as comfortable with it anymore, or your partner said, I like women with big boobs, and when you have a lot of weight on, you have big boobs, and so you don't want to lose that because you fear losing your partner. Does that make sense? So it might be that people have always commented about, oh my God, you've got such amazing legs, you've got such amazing bum, you've got such amazing boobs, or whatever. And then you start to associate your attractiveness with that. Does that make sense? And so subconsciously, you actually prevent yourself from changing because in your subconscious mind, it's like, well, I might lose my partner. I might lose a friend or something like this. And the 5th one is just very simply fear of change. So it's fear of the unknown. Who will I be? How will I show up in the world? What kinds of clothes will I wear? Where will I go? Will people like me? Will I change and not be fitting with people anymore? So those are the top 5 fears. So write in the chat box. Guys, you're super slow tonight. What's going on? I don't know if this is on like a go slow. So which ones of those really resonate with you? Because I want to see before we go into this healing work and before I start showing you how we're going to test for our subconscious. Because we're going to start with healing 5 subconscious beliefs, and then I'm going to start doing this work with Camilla, and then it's going to go off. Okay, so I want you to write in the fear of change. Oh, that's interesting. So are you able to feel deeper into that one, the fear of change? Is there anything in particular that comes up for you? Like if you feel, wow, what might change if I really get a handle on this emotional eating stuff? Do you feel that you won't be able to cope if you haven't got food? But some people are the same with alcohol, some people are the same with sex, some people are addicted to the gym. We have different things that we use, right, in order to maintain equilibrium. Some of them are a little bit healthier than others, but generally it's trying to manage our state. It's just something that we're doing to try and take care of ourselves in the best way that we know how. It's just that it becomes a problem in the end. I'm in the middle of a big transformation, traveling the world and making huge, deep changes all at once, and it's not always comfortable. Oh my God, I so feel you. So I'm in the middle of this cleanse at the moment. It's a protocol from a medical medium, and it's to completely heal the gut. And I've had stomach problems for many years, and so I'm really trying to heal my body in a deep way. And because of all the personal stuff that's happening, astrological stuff that's happening, this last week I felt so uncomfortable and so emotional, and I haven't been able to have any alcohol, no sugar, and no kind of big stodgy foods, no cake, no coffee, all week. And it's been really interesting, like really having to sit in my emotions without using the food to cover it, because it's not always comfortable. However, it's healthier to process it. So does anyone else want to share before we move on? Some of you are awfully quiet, although I can see that you're all there. Has anyone got any questions for me before we move on? So can everyone understand these 5 subconscious fears? Fear of jealousy, fear of being smaller, fear of losing yourself, fear of losing someone because you become different, and then fear of change, fear of the unknown, basically. So because these are very general, and often that there are things that are underpinning them. We're going to work first tonight on 5 beliefs that are going to help you stop emotional eating. Before we go into a real deep dive, we're going to work on these 5 first, and they are: I can be my ideal weight and be loved. So this is this fear of jealousy, this fear of losing people. Food is my only pleasure in life. So what we often find is when we connect to food as a way to stifle our emotions, is often not enough pleasure. Sometimes we're coming from a point of view like we don't want to deprive ourselves. I don't want to deprive myself. I used to be like this with chocolate because it would make me feel good, and I didn't want to deprive myself of that because I wasn't giving myself enough pleasure in other areas of my life. So although on the outside no one would say, oh my God, Jay's a bee, she's got this massive food issue, I knew the obsessive thoughts that were going on in my head. And that's why I'm always really clear about it's not what the person's body looks like, because I work with models, I work with dancers, actresses, and they might on the outside look absolutely perfect, but on the inside you have no idea what's going on in somebody's head. Somebody could be carrying more weight and actually be much healthier than someone who appears to be very slim but is filling their body with toxic food, toxic chemicals and toxic thoughts. If I deprive pleasure which food compensates for. Okay, good. So that's good to see, isn't it? Because you can start to ask that question. If you're really calling for food, have I given myself enough pleasure? What are the things in my life that I can make myself feel good about? And start filling your life with those things and see if it shifts how you're thinking about food. Deprived of, deprived of other pleasures, but I'm working on that. I told you there's a direct correlational link. And that's why in this 21-day program about body confidence and really resetting your relationship with your body that I'm doing in September, there is a lot of information about increasing your own sensuality, about filling yourself up, about filling your life with pleasure. So we're not filling it with food instead, or we're not filling it with alcohol instead. Same here. It's a compensation. Yeah. So it's very common. So I'm going to show you, some of you on this webinar tonight already know how to test your subconscious beliefs. But for those of you who don't, I'm going to show you how to do it right now. Please have a big gulp of water before we get going. So I'm just going to give you a little minute to do that. And I'm going to show you how to test for these 5 beliefs first. All right, so this is called muscle testing, and the easiest way to do it, let's try it like this. The easiest way to do it initially is to put your hand on your heart, put your feet flat on the floor, and keep your body straight. And you'll simply say at first, yes, yes, yes. And you'll wait, and your body should shift forward. Now, if nothing's happening, just go like this on the top of your head, and just imagine you zipping yourself up the front. That's going to seal your energy field, and you have like a magnetic polarity in the body, and this hand up and down equalizes it. You're going to put your hand on your heart and say yes, 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 and you should go forward slightly. See that? No, no, no. So I'm used to doing this now, so it's quite noticeable. So I want you to see it so that you can practice it. So you make sure you've stood up right now and you're doing this along with me. Hand on heart. And you have to say it out loud. Yes, yes, yes. Back to the center. Bring yourself back to the center. No, no, no. All right. So I want you to say these statements out loud after me. You must say it out loud and see which way you go. Forward for a yes or backwards for a no. Don't think. Don't preempt it. Let your body lead you. I can be my ideal weight and be loved. I'm not going to do it, so you're not going to watch me and make your body sway. Food is my only pleasure in life. Make sure you say it out loud. I am worthy of having my ideal body. It's possible to have my ideal body and maintain it. I can say no to food without feeling deprived. All right, so write in the chat box and tell me which ones came through for you. So did you feel that you could have your ideal weight and be loved? Or did you get a no? Did you feel that food is your only pleasure? Did you get a yes for that or a no? I'm worthy of having my ideal body. Did you feel worthy of it? Did you feel it was possible to have my ideal body and maintain it? I know a bunch of you got no for that because I felt it. The last three were no's. Okay. So not worthy of having your ideal body. It's not possible to have your ideal body and maintain it. And you can't say no to food without feeling deprived. So this deprivation thing is a real big issue, because we feel it's like the body wants to avoid pain more than it wants pleasure. So if it feels like on a deep level you're really being deprived in some way, even if logically you know there's more food, you know there's more cake, you know there's more pizza in the world, you know it's not the last time you're ever going to have something that tastes nice, and from a deep subconscious level you feel you're depriving yourself, you're going to keep eating, you're going to keep eating, you're going to keep eating. Does that make sense? I hope this is illuminating for you. Please write in the chat box. Some of you all are just kind of watching this like it's not interactive. This is interactive. Write in the chat box. Let me know which ones were tricky. Because then we're going to move on to healing them and shifting them. Did anyone get a yes for food is my only pleasure in life? Did anyone get a yes for that? Okay, you did for that one. So interesting, isn't it? Because if we kind of didn't do the test for it, probably if I'd have asked you that, you'd have been like, no, what are you talking about? But the reason that I put these 5 in is because I know they're 5 of the biggest ones for women. Really powerful exercise. Yeah, it's really powerful. It's going to get even more powerful, sweetheart, because we're going to shift them. You got a yes, strangely. Yeah. So, because, and here's the reason. We have control over food, generally. But we don't always feel like we have control over other things in our life. We don't feel like we always have control over our relationships. We don't feel like we have control always over how much money we're receiving or we're making. We don't feel like we've got control over our living circumstances. So if you've grown up in a family that's kind of chaotic, let's say, just as an example, and you go to food to feel good, you're going to make an association in the mind that food is my pleasure because I'm not going to get it anywhere else. But food is something that I can get, that I can control, I can use to make myself feel good. My body swayed back and forth. Okay, so thank you for saying that. So if your body sways back and forth, quite often this is because we don't want to be truthful. We don't want to see the truth. Often that's what it is. So the conscious mind is trying to say, no, it's like trying to will ourselves into, usually quite strong-willed people, will be, no, I don't want this, I want this instead. But actually what's happening on a subconscious level is something else. So often with the kind of people who push through, so there's another muscle, a way to muscle test, and it's by using the forefinger and the thumb. And you go, yes, 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 and no, 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 it's kind of weaker. Except I'm a very strong-willed person in a lot of ways, so it doesn't work very well for me. So that's why I do the standing up. So this might be a way to do it. I use the second finger because it's a bit weaker. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. And I really have to pull it through. But I'm quite a strong-willed person, so I have to do it that way. But sometimes that's why you can be swaying back and forth. Or the other possibility is that you're kind of between these two beliefs, like you've kind of not quite got up to where you want to go, but you've got a little part way. Does that make sense? So I'm going to take you through. Everyone happy? Has anyone got any questions? I'm going to take you through to this meditation. So we're going to use a technique called Theta Healing. Some people call it Theta. I call it Theta. Theta Healing. And this works on the premise that we can have a connection. We all have a connection to the Most High, to the highest light and love energy of the universe. Some people call it God. Some people call it Allah. Some people call it universal energy. Some people call it Source. Don't really care if you call it Clive. That's where we're going to go. And I call that energy forth in order for us to transform our thoughts and feelings and beliefs. So here's the thing. If you've never experienced feeling good about your body, it can be very difficult to get to that place because you don't know what you're aiming for. If you've never felt truly loved in any kind of relationship, it's really hard to create that kind of love in your life because you don't know how it feels. Your body doesn't know how to feel. It doesn't know how to create it. It doesn't know how to receive it. So what we do is we teach the body how it feels through connection to divine source energy. And we allow the Most High to shift our mind state, to shift actually the cellular memory in our body. And it works on 4 levels. It works on a personal level. It works on an ancestral level because often we're carrying thoughts and beliefs and patterns, right? In our body, especially when it comes to food. If any of our parents have been in the wars, or there've been rations, and or there might have been starvation in some places, our bodies are programmed to live and to survive. And so if we've come from families where there's been lack of food, then our body is programmed to eat and eat and eat and eat because this might be the last time. And it's not real for us in our life right now, but on a DNA level, in our physicality, and the messages that have been sent through our ancestry, through our bloodline, this is the message that we keep getting. Does that make sense? And so what we can do is we can use this healing to rectify all of that, thank goodness. So it works on a past life level. It's like right across the board. So get yourself comfortable. I'm going to take you through this meditation, and we're going to shift these beliefs, and then we're going to test again to see which ones have shifted. Sometimes all 5 of them shift. Sometimes everything but one shifts because there's more work to do in one area, but you'll get whatever you need for today. And then we're going to move into a very, very deep healing where I will connect with Camilla, and she'll come on screen and I'll tell you when that is after this part. And we're going to do a really deep healing session together, yeah? All right, so for now, just put your feet on the floor and your hands maybe on top of your thighs. And you just close your eyes and I'll talk you through this meditation where we'll connect to the 7th plane of existence, connect with source energy, move ourselves into a theta state. So if you put your attention on your feet first and just imagine that you're sending energy down from your feet all the way to the center of the earth, very, very quickly, down, 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 down through the layers of the earth, all the way to the center of the earth where there's a core crystal in the center of the earth. And as you breathe in, you're bringing this earth energy up into your body, up into your feet. And this earth energy moves up the shins, the knees, the thighs, this earth energy into the hips, earth energy into the body, into the chest, down the arms. Breathe this earth energy up from the neck to the top of the head, filling the whole body with earth energy. And then you imagine that a little you, pops out the top of your head into a little bubble. And just notice what colour this bubble is. And it's a couple of inches above your head. Maybe 3 or 4 inches above your head. You inside this really gentle, easy bubble. And then this bubble shoots up, 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 through the top of wherever you are in the house, through the sky, through the Earth's atmosphere, out into space. Up, 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 up. This bubble moves up, 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 ever upwards, up, up, up. Through our solar system. And you can see the planets moving past. Up, 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 through the gases, through time, through space. seeing the stars up, 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 through and past the galaxies, past the Milky Way. As you look down, you can see the Milky Way behind you. Up, 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 moving up, ever upwards into the vastness, into the blackness, into the stars, up, 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 until you get to the edge of the universe. And then you travel through the ancestral realm. This is a series of bright lights and darker lights and bright lights and dark lights. And you move up, 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 through the bright lights and the dark lights, the bright lights and the dark lights, up, 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 through the ancestral realm, up, 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 until you pop up into a golden light, up through this golden light. And this is the fifth plane, the realm of the angels, of the ascended masters, up, 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 moving upwards and upwards and upwards through this beautiful golden light, up, 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 up in this bubble, up, 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 totally safe, totally taken care of, up, 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 until you go up through green jelly-like substance. And this is the laws of the universe. We're traveling up through the laws of the universe, up, up. Keep moving this bubble up, ever upwards, until you pop up out into a pink mist. Moving upwards, up, up, up. Gathering this pink mist into the bubble, this law of compassion. Up, up, up. And as you move up and you look up, you can see an opening. And in this opening, you see a beautiful white pearlescent light. Head for that white light. Head for that white pearlescent light. Up, 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 up. Until you go through this opening into this white pearlescent light, up, up, up to the seventh plane, up, up, up into the peace, up, 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 and then just allow your bubble to dissolve as you and your consciousness dissolves into this white pearlescent light. And can we download you first with unconditional love? Remember, you must say yes out loud if you want to receive any of this healing. So let's download us all with unconditional love. And can we remove any lower vibrational energies that aren't serving us at this time? Just really release all of that from the body. I see there's a lot of stuff going in the lower back for people. So can we remove any negative energy, any lower energy, any stuck and stagnant energy that sits at the level of the sacral chakra, which is about pleasure and creativity. And can we remove that stagnant energy in the lower back and in the sacral chakra and take it back to the light? Remember to say yes. All right. And can we remove the belief that you can't be your ideal weight and be loved? And instead show you how it feels to be your ideal weight, have your ideal body and be loved. Remember to say yes. Can we remove the belief? So what I'm hearing is I'm afraid to lose my friends. So for some of you, I'm tuning into the group energy here. And so can we remove the belief that I'll lose my friends if I get the body that I really want, that I really love? Can we remove the belief that people are going to talk about me if I shift my weight suddenly? Can we remove the belief that people won't like me if I lose weight or have a body that I love, and show you instead how it feels to have a body that you love and have the friends that you love you? Remember to say yes. That feels better. All right, good. Good, good, good. Can we remove the belief that food is your only pleasure in life, and show you how it feels to know that you have many sources of pleasure and that you can create many sources of pleasure, and that there are many sources of pleasure available for you in your life, not just food. Very good. Can we remove the belief? Hold on. Can we remove the belief that you're not worthy of having your ideal body and show you how it feels to feel with every cell of your being, of your heart, mind and soul, to really know, to really feel totally worthy to have the kind of body that you really desire. And can we show you how it feels to have people who support you in having your ideal body? What I'm hearing is that some of you really don't feel supported. So can we show you how it feels to have people around you who really support you and to show you that you're worth investing in? That it's worth your time, it's worth your money, it's worth your energy, it's worth your responsibility, it's worth your dedication, and it's worth your discipline. And that you can do it. You can have that. And you can create that for yourself in your life. If you want that, please say yes. And can we remove the belief that it's not possible to have your ideal body and maintain it, and show you instead that it's possible to have your ideal body and maintain it, that you do have that, you can have that, that it is possible, and how it feels to have your ideal body and be maintaining it and have maintained it for a very, very long time, how that feels. And how to feel excited about maintaining a wonderful feeling body. Good. Remember to say yeah. Can we remove the belief that you can't say no to food without feeling deprived? And instead show you how it feels to say no to food or no to drinks or no to any substances without actually feeling deprived. And how to say no and feel good about it. How to say no and feel healthy about it. How to say no and feel at peace with regards to food, drink and substances. Say yes if you want to receive that. Great. All right. So we're going to bring you down from this meditation. So just imagine yourself in this white pearlescent light again. And you're bringing all of your consciousness back into this bubble. And there's a little you inside this bubble in the white pearlescent light. And then you come down. We're just going to go down, down, down through the pink light, through this pink mist. Down, down, down through the jelly-like substance, this kind of green, rainbowy, jelly-like substance. That's the laws of the universe. Down, 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 down through the golden light. Down, 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 down through the ancestral realm. The bright lights, the dark lights, the bright lights, the dark lights, the bright lights. Down, down through space and time. Down towards our Milky Way. Down through the Milky Way. Into our solar system. Fast, fast, fast. Down, 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 down through space. Down through space. Seeing the earth heading for the earth, down, 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 through the earth's atmosphere into our sky, down, 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 until you are just a few inches above your head again in this ball of light. And then moving this ball of light in through the top of your head so that you're filling yourself up again, filling yourself up from your head, your shoulders, your body, your chest, your hips, your legs, your feet, totally full. Sending your energy down into the center of the earth again, down, 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 down into the center of the earth as we connect with the core crystal of the earth, and we draw this earth energy up, up, up to the feet, up into the body, up through the knees, the hips, the chest, the body, the head, and open your eyes. So, welcome back, welcome back. We're going to test these beliefs again, okay? So we're going to do it in exactly the same way, and you're going to see what's changed. And you will see that things have changed. So you're going to stand up, stand up. Hands on your heart. Yes, yes, yes. We'll start to roll forward. No, no, no. And for the lady who was saying she was struggling going yes and no, try it this way. Yes, yes, yes. Or try it with the second finger. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Yeah, try it that way. Let's try again. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. You might find you get clearer answers this time. So let's ask the questions. You must say it out loud and repeat after me, okay? And see which way you go. I can be my ideal weight and be loved. Food is my only pleasure in life. I am worthy of having my ideal body. It's possible to have my ideal body and maintain it. I can say no to food without feeling deprived. Okay, so write me in the chat box. This is the bit I love. Tell me what's changed. Which beliefs have changed for you? So if we're on your phone, you just tap the screen gently and then it should pop up at the bottom. Cleared food is my only pleasure. Yes! That's going to make a big difference. Especially because we put the downloads in around being able to find other sources of pleasure. So you're going to probably find that you're having a lot more pleasure in your life after today. Okay, and everyone else? I presume you're still typing. Yay! I was doing the moon work. They're all good. That's great. Yeah. That's amazing. And everyone else? Not the last one. Okay, let's see. What's that one? I can say no to food without feeling deprived. Okay, so you need to do a bit more on that one. So there's something about the deprivation and being able to provide emotionally for yourself without food. But great, everything else is cleared. That's pretty good. And what about the rest of you? Which beliefs cleared for you? I find it really hard to visualize going off into the different places, but I still change them to the positive. That's all right, I was helping you. Great. So all of them are clear now. Like all of them are positive for you. That's a big shift, no? Good. Any more? I know there's a couple more of you on the line. Let me know. All right, so Here's what we're gonna do. Whoops. Speaker view. Okay, I'm going to unmute Camilla. It won't do it. Camilla, can you unmute yourself? Okay, all right, so she's just going to go to the loo. So I'll explain to everyone else what's going to happen. So I'm going to do a healing with Camilla. She's going to act as a surrogate for us, okay? And so this time I won't need to take you into the meditation. I'll do that first. And then I'll start working on Camilla around emotional eating. And I'll do a body scan on her and I'll start doing healing work for her. I'll start asking her questions. And these questions are to get to the root cause and the root feelings and the root belief of what's really going on. Then I'll start to do some healing work. And that healing work sounds like what we just did. It's belief work around and feeling work around removing beliefs in the subconscious, around putting some new, better beliefs in, around feelings, teaching the body how to feel, how to align with the divine mind. And a lot of this, I'll say, okay. Oh, she's back, great. So if you will mute yourself, Camilla, and she'll say, I'll say, can we download you with this? Can we download you with that? Would anyone else like this? At any point I say, would anyone else like this healing? This is your chance to say yes. Okay, so when you say yes, you receive that. So has anyone got any questions before we begin? Now, if you're watching this on the replay, it's just the same. Regardless of where you're watching this video, it's exactly the same. Okay? Have you unmuted yourself, Camilla?
I have.
Fabulous. All right, I'm going to see if, I'm pretty sure there is a way to, I thought there might be a way to put our videos side by side.
There is a way. I've seen it done before. I don't know how you would do it though.
Oh yeah, if you think I'd have been able to do this, wouldn't you? But well, let's see if we can do it like this. No, that's not it. All right, let me just close the chat. Sorry about this. Just give me a little wee second.
Let me try and Google it for you.
So I'm actually going to pin. I'm just going to pin your video and have you there. People can just hear my voice. So, are you comfortable, my love?
I am. I've got a blanket on because it's freezing, but I'm comfortable.
Good. So, obviously, I'll ask you permission all along the way.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had a bit of a chat beforehand. We're going to work on emotional eating with you.
Mm-hmm.
So you can really gain more control over eating. Do you want to just talk a little bit more, just to explain, like maybe what you're wanting and what the problem is, so then I can go in and have a good look.
I feel just for years I've just comfort eated, but when I was younger, I didn't realise that it was comfort eating. Obviously, until I got older, and I guess the more work that I'm doing on my personal journey, my personal development, that I've realised that when I was younger, I was comfort eating as well. And I've used words like, oh, I don't drink and I don't smoke, so this is my only vice, but I don't want that to be my vice. I want to be able to work through my emotional problems and my blockages, whatever they are, so I don't have to turn to food.
Great. So you want to have a healthy way to deal with your emotions without using food.
Indeed.
Sound good. All right. Okay. All right, sweetie, I'm just going to connect up. I think the video is going to pop between me and you, and that's fine. So I'm just going to connect up first. Okay, so can we just download you with unconditional first, Camilla? Unconditional love. You need to say yes out loud.
Yes.
Okay. And can I do a body scan on you?
Yes.
So the first thing I'm getting is that you're actually quite scared of your emotions. And so there's the fear of like actually fully feeling what's going on in your body. I think because you've suppressed a lot of feelings for such a long time, there's the fear that if I, like, you know, when you think if I open this can of worms.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
correct.
Right. So what's standing in the way of you really getting control of it is like you need to avoid the fear of what if ever fucking breakdown, basically. Like if I take the lid off this, it's going to go crazy. So let's create a sense of safety first, that it's actually safe, and to know that it's safe, that you can contain your own feelings and that you're not going to die because of it. Because it's actually like on a deep level, it's like, oh my God, it's going to destroy me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Of course, it's not conscious and it's not logical, but it doesn't matter. It's just your body's trying to protect you. So can we show you how it feels? And if anyone else wants this, you say yes as well, but just the rest of you keep yourself on mute.
Yes.
How it feels to know that it's safe, to know what your emotions are, to know how to name your emotions, to know that you are able to contain your emotions, and that you have the resources within you in order to feel your emotions, to see your emotions, and be able to deal with them in a really adult, safe fashion. If anyone else wants that as well, say yes.
Yes.
Hi.
Can we show you how it feels to feel safe in your body, Camilla?
Yes.
So I've got this, like, it's a feeling of not actually feeling safe. And you know, we've talked before about taking up space and feeling like you might lose yourself.
It all makes sense.
Yeah. So we can remove this belief that you'll lose yourself, you'll lose your power if you don't keep extra weight on, and show you how it feels to be powerful, show you how it feels to be safe and be your ideal body size.
Yes.
If anyone else wants that, say yes as well. And there's this belief that there's nothing I can do. I've tried everything already. There's nothing I can do about this. I'm just going to have to live with it. So can we show you, can we remove the belief actually that there's nothing you can do?
1,000% yes.
And instead show you how it feels to know that there are things that you can do, and to know the right things to do, and to show you how it feels to have the right support, the right resources in order for you to create the kind of body that you feel really fantastic in, and show you that this is possible for you, that you can have it, that you do have it, and know how it feels to have a body that you really love and adore and is the size that you want.
Yes.
Because what I get underneath this is like, because you don't feel there's anything you can do, you learn to love yourself as you are, which is fantastic and what you should do. But there's almost like a digging my heels in with, I have to love myself at the size that I'm at, because it's not possible any other way. So can we show you that how it feels to love yourself at any size, and that you can actually love yourself and be slimmer?
Yes.
What's your idea? Have you got like an ideal sort of target size or weight or something like that?
Nope, just to be just to be more comfortable in my size, I guess.
Okay.
I don't have a target size though, no.
Is there anything that you would like, so we can be specific about aligning you with that? Because if you're not specific, you're going to stay exactly as you are, which is fine if you're comfortable with it, and we can do that.
Oh, I do want to go smaller. I just because I don't have a specific size that I want to be.
Okay.
I just want to be a smaller, more comfortable size, and
I know. Can we show you how it
yeah.
feels to feel really comfortable in your body and to be a body size and a body shape that feels really healthy for you, that feels really comfortable for you, and feels like this is your ideal size that you feel fully vibrant in, fully healthy, full of life, full of love? If anyone else wants that, say yes.
Yes.
So if you shed weight, excess weight, and you become this person that is at her ideal body size, that you know that feels good for you, what's the worst thing that could happen?
What's the worst thing that could happen?
Yep. Don't think logically. So, and when I ask you these questions, I want you to feel into your body and go with whatever comes up first. Don't think logically, because none of it's logical.
Do you know what came to my mind before I even repeated your question is what other people are gonna think, how people are gonna think, because I've lost weight before, a lot of weight. I don't know how much it is because I don't really check the scales, but I lost a few stone before, and was like in a size 12, so to speak, and people were just like, like, I thought that I was better than whatever because I'd lost loads of weight, or thought that I was different, kind of thing. So the first thing that came into my head was what people's opinions, but then
Other
I
people
know
have opinions. What kind of opinions will they have?
what people's opinions is people's opinions. It's not facts, is it? But I know that, but then I still think about other people's
Don't think
opinions.
logically. Don't think logically. Go into your body
Okay.
and tell me what your body's telling you. What are people going to say and how is it going to feel?
Um, just that I think that I'm better than people. Um, yeah, just acting different because I've lost the weight.
So people will
Um,
judge you.
you what, sorry?
People will judge you.
Yeah.
And what's the worst thing about being judged?
Well, it's not nice to be judged, is it? The worst thing about being judged is hmm, I don't know, maybe then I don't know.
You should
People
know.
people see me in a way that's not true. It's a superficial, it's an artificial way of seeing somebody. I don't know, actually.
You do. Go into your body. Stop thinking about everyone else. What's the worst thing about you, people judging you?
What's the worst thing about people judging me? Well, it's not a nice thing. It's something that you don't want people to do. You don't want people to judge you.
Why? What's the worst thing about being judged? What's hard
People
about it?
form people form opinions on you, and make their mind up about you without knowing. So I guess you don't want people to be making the I don't feel like I'm making any sense. You don't want people to make opinions on you and false narrative
Okay, why?
because I am more than an
Use the
opinion.
word I, because
I am.
you keep deflecting it out of what they say and what they do. We don't care about them. We want to get right to the subconscious of what's going on within you about being judged, because this is deeper than what they're saying. Yeah.
I feel like I've been judged my whole life
Exactly.
anyway.
And that's why you can't let go of it. So let's go deeper, sweetheart.
I've been judged my whole life anyway,
Yeah.
and then this will just be another thing to be judged on.
Can we remove the belief, and if anyone else wants this as well, say yes. Can we remove the belief that I'll always be judged? I've always been judged and I'm always going to be judged. So it doesn't matter what I do. This is so strong for so many people watching this. It doesn't matter what I do, I'll be judged harshly.
Yes,
Can we remove the belief that people don't want me to win?
yes, that's a major belief I've got.
Right, there we go. So we're going deeper. We're going to do more. And I know it sounds a bit harsh when I'm cutting you off, but it's so we can get right to the core. So what I'm actually getting is underneath that is that people don't like me. People hate me. So I feel like you've had experiences at a young age where you've either been bullied, people have bullied you for how you look or how you feel or the way you've expressed yourself or your uniqueness. And so to protect yourself from that, it's like a big fuck you.
Yeah. Sounds about right, yeah.
Can we remove the belief that I must keep excess weight, I must emotionally eat in order to protect myself from other people's judgment?
Yes.
Say yes. And show instead how it feels to eat well and to eat healthily and not need to eat in order to protect yourself from other people's judgment.
Yes.
If anyone else wants that as well. We actually remove the actual belief that if I lose weight, that if I have my ideal body type, people will think I'm stuck up, people will be jealous of me, people will hate me, people won't like me, I'll lose my friends, I'll lose my family. Can we remove all of that now? And if everyone else... So underneath this is the pain of the rejection. What's the worst thing about being rejected?
Feel unwanted, unworthy, unloved.
Yeah, feel unloved. And what's the worst thing about feeling unloved?
You feel unwanted, unworthy.
And what really hurts, and what's the worst thing about feeling unwanted?
What's the worst thing about feeling unwanted? You feel that you are not enough.
I am not enough.
You're not
And
sufficient.
feeling that at a very young age, there was maybe something with a parent, close family member, a brother or a sister, where you felt very unwanted and very unloved and very rejected.
Yep.
Was it your mum or your dad? Or both?
I feel maybe when my younger brother came along, the dynamics of the family changed.
Right, okay, got it. So now you're second best, so it felt like that.
Yeah, maybe it was all in my head, but that was the feeling, yeah.
So remove the belief that I'm not prioritized, that I'm not loved by my family, that I am marginalized by my family, that I'm not important to people. And remove the belief that I'm not important to people, I'm not important to lovers, I'm not important to men, I'm not important to friends. And remove the belief that I'm always put last.
Yes, 1,000%.
And can we remove the need to eat in order to cover these feelings, and instead show you how it feels to have healthy coping mechanisms for your feelings, how to name your feelings and how to separate your feelings from the need for food, and show you how it feels to contain these feelings in a really healthy way and express them and release them in a way that they release completely from your body without the need to eat. And if anyone else wants this, say yes.
Yes.
Can we send you a broken heart healing for this time of your life where you felt very isolated and kind of set back? And if anyone else wants that broken heart healing, say yes as well.
Yes.
So just take some deep breaths into your lower belly, because we're getting to kind of the core of it now. And this broken heart healing takes a little while just to really reconfigure. Can we show you creative perspective, understanding and definition of this situation, of other family members coming in and the feeling of being disjointed? Can we show you creative perspective, understanding and definition of this situation? Align your mind with the divine mind on this. And if anyone else wants, say yes.
Yes.
Can we remove the belief that I am not worthy of love?
Yes.
Can we remove the belief that I'm not worthy of my own love?
Yes.
Can we remove the belief that food is love? If anyone else wants this as well.
Yes.
And instead show you how it feels to love yourself, how it feels to receive your own love, how it feels to
Yes.
receive the love of family and friends and of others. And can we actually open the receptors of your being, the receptors of your cells to the feeling of love, so that you can actually better feel the feeling of love all around you and from the people that do love you?
Yes.
So I'm feeling underneath this like a deep sadness. So can we send divine unconditional love to this place of sadness?
Yes.
Just to really clear this sadness out and move it back to the light and teach your body that this is over now.
Yes.
And that you're a different person, a new person. You don't have to carry this with you any longer.
Yes.
So what's happening is the body wants to hold on to the sadness to prevent yourself from any further pain, and it creates a buffer between you and other people, and this is what the food is doing. Can we teach you how it, can we remove the belief that you need sadness in order to protect yourself from being hurt?
Yes.
Can we remove the belief that food protects you from being hurt?
Yes.
Can we remove the belief that food protects you from feeling sadness?
Yes.
And can we teach you how it feels to manage sadness in a really healthy way, so that you can really release these feelings through and out of your body and no longer need them?
Yes.
And for anyone else who wants that as well, say yes. Can we show you how it feels to know that you're capable of a happy, healthy body?
Yes.
And that it's possible to lose weight and have all the friendships and the love that you want. Anyone else?
Yes.
You okay? Is anything coming up for you?
It's just when you're asking the question, how much I've suppressed and how much I've held back. Like I didn't realize I don't pay it so much, a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm. Can we show you how it feels to know that it's safe now to allow yourself to heal, and to show you how
Yes.
it feels to know that you have the right container, the right support, and that it's safe to heal, and that you can heal in a very safe, loving way?
Yes.
Remove the belief that the only way to heal is through drama and it has to be dramatic. And if anyone else wants that, say yes.
Yes.
Can we show you how it feels to receive a miracle, how it feels to receive a miracle healing, to show you that this is a miracle healing, that miracles can happen in your life, that they do happen and you're receiving a miracle, that you can have a miracle around your weight, that you can have a miracle around emotional eating, and that you can overcome this issue instantly. Everyone else?
Yes.
Can we show you how it feels to make healthy choices around food, to make good choices around food and drink, and how it feels to have alternatives to manage your emotions other than food?
Yes.
Can we show you how it feels to really drop weight easily and happily?
Hell yes.
And remove the belief that you'll be depriving yourself if you don't have what you want when you want. Instead, show you how it feels to eat healthily, and it feels like it's adding to your life, and it feels exciting to eat well and to drink well.
Yes.
Okay, I think we're going to leave it there for right now. Just want you to put your hand on your heart, Camilla, and just take some deep breaths in. All right, okay, just pin my video. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to open the chat up. So how was that? What kind of thoughts were you having during that, Camilla? If anyone else experienced things, then please do write in the chat box. Camilla, you're welcome to have a chat and let me know.
Sorry, as you know, Jay, I'm away at families and my little cousin's just coming to the call. Like,
the kids are like, what are you doing?
She's like, is that your friend? Is she talking to you?
Hello.
Okay.
Love it. Live.
Moving. Go away.
Hi,
Away.
darling.
Go away. I feel like a massive weight has shifted.
That's good.
Even things that I wasn't even knowing that I was thinking until you was asking the questions and I was answering yes. It was a lot of things were brought into my to my conscious that I didn't realize I suppressed over the years. Really,
Yeah.
a lot of things.
Like when we go into the work, and that's why I have to be really like pull things back and like, no, go into your body, like don't be logical, because when the mind gets involved, the mind
I was being a bit logical at the beginning.
Yeah, it's like, sure, no, I shouldn't feel like that, and it's not really fair, but none of that really matters, because what happens is with our belief system, it's like something happens, the mind makes a connection and decides that's true, and it wants to protect us from any further harm, and so it prevents us doing things or makes us do other things because it thinks it's protecting us. So it's got this good intention, but it's not always logical, the things that it brings together.
Yeah, definitely.
So does anyone else want to share in the chat box if anything came up for them? If anything really resonated? So powerful, thank you. You're welcome. It actually made me cry when you were talking about family love and them not accepting. Yes, it's a big one. So when we talked about the 5 sort of big fears at the beginning, if you remember, I think I made an example of like when there are other people in the family and you feel like you have to kind of compete for attention. We can have a habit where we keep weight on because we're literally trying to sort of take up. We want to be seen, we want to be heard, we want to be felt, you know. So we do it on a subconscious level because we're trying to get the affection and love of people. Now, if I were to ask you that, you would say, no, what you're talking about, but it's not logical, it's on a deep subconscious level. And that's why I really wanted to bring someone forward like Camilla. Thank you so much, Camilla. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being willing, because it educates us massively, and we can do a lot more healing when we use someone as a surrogate like that, right? Because what we do is we go right deep to the core that we never would see ourselves. And this is the work that I do on a one-to-one level, you know, so it's very, very powerful. And so all of you who are been invited to this call, I'll be doing another one on Sunday, which is about body image. Thank you very much, Camilla. We'll be doing another one on Sunday with another lady around body image, and you're going to receive a lot of healing from that as well. So you'll be invited to that, and I'll send you an email out. Using food to process sadness and loneliness and sometimes boredom. They are huge. Definitely. And so it feels as if not very much has happened, like although you can see the healing taking place, because there's no kind of like hand of God that comes down. You know, it feels like not very much has taken place, but actually you've cleared years and years and years worth of stuff tonight. Oh, no worries. So it's a very big healing that we've received. So I want you to drink lots of water in the next 24 hours so you can just really clear the body system. So yeah, I hope that you've really enjoyed that, because it's such amazing deep work. So I'm going to be doing a 21-day coaching program for women. It's very powerful, and it's going to be this kind of work. So it's not just this, but it's like healing, theta healing. I'm going to be teaching you tapping. I'm going to be teaching you how to really get a handle on emotional eating. I'm going to be teaching you how to love your body. I'm going to be teaching you like proper magic, gorgeous, feminine rituals to get you into your sensuality again, to get you into your pleasure, to get you into your body. I'm going to be teaching you how to really love your body exactly as it is, and then how to get into right relationships so you can have the kind of body that you really want, that you really want to feel. So this isn't about losing weight. You might lose weight as a side byproduct, if that makes sense. So I'm not here as like a fitness trainer and say you can lose this many pounds or gain this many pounds. But when you get into the right relationship with your body's going to shift. How you feel about yourself is going to shift, and it's going to dramatically affect your confidence, which is why it's called unshakable confidence. So I want to show you, I'm going to see if I can put this on screen share. Yeah, there it is. Let's have a look. Because I'm going to send you this so that you can have a look, because here's Sexy Lovely You Unshakable Confidence. So this is how it's going to be. It's a 21-day coaching program, really, really powerful, and it's just for women, and it's capped. So there's only 25 places, and what I'm doing is, I've not announced this publicly yet, so for the people who kind of I've got connections with, the people who've come to my webinars, the people who I do one-to-one work with, I'm giving them a discounted rate of only $349, which is massive. And that's only for the first 10 places. And after that, it's $449. And so it's 21 days. You're going to get video, you're going to get audio, you're going to have healings like this, which are all based around, you know, quitting feeling unattractive, stop worrying that you're not going to feel sexy again, and really learn to manage negative thoughts. Because that's a big thing. Like if you ever look at yourself in the mirror and feel like you're criticizing yourself, you don't like your belly, you don't like your boobs, you don't like your thighs, you don't like how you feel when you walk out the door, then this is for you, because it's really a one-of-a-kind program. And you know, there's lots of kind of rituals in there. It's going to really stop you feeling helpless and that you can't maintain a good program with your body, and really help you get into your own fierce power unapologetically. That's the real big thing, because some of you have got big life purpose work to do in the world. You've got big things that you want to do. You've got big dreams, and you're not allowing yourself to do them because your body confidence is holding you back. And most of you don't even realize it's about your body confidence. You're just wondering why you keep sabotaging yourself. It's because you don't feel good with how you look, so you won't let people see. You won't let yourself go for that date. You know, you don't allow yourself to let go in the bedroom. You don't put yourself forward for that promotion because you've got all these negative beliefs in your head. So this, anyway, I'm just sort of just showing you through what the page is. And if you want to be a woman that turns heads, if you want to like what you see in the mirror, if you really want to feel comfortable naked, because I know a lot of women don't, and if you really want to know that you're worthy of having what you want, this is definitely for you. So I'm going to put this link, maybe I can put this link, let me see. I'm going to put this link in the chat box, and I am going to send this to you by email, because the first 10 places are at that massive discounted rate, and like I say, I haven't announced it live yet. So I'm probably going to be doing a free 5-day challenge on Facebook, sort of middle of September, and it's during that time that I'm going to be more public about the work that we're doing. I'll be doing some interviews on Facebook over the next few weeks now. I'll send them all to you by email, to you on my email list now. And I'll send you invites to all the classes that we're doing like this. So if you know that that's for you, like you really, like by the time the year's out, if you're really ready to knock this shit on the head and shift and have a dramatic transformation about how you feel about your body, then sign up. Get one of the discounted places rather than waiting. Because then when I open the doors after this 5-day challenge, there's a cap. There's only 25 people allowed in the program. So if you know it's for you, then you need to sign up early. And if not, blessings, that's all right. You know, no bother. When you're ready, you'll do whatever you need to do. So I just want to let you know that on Sunday at 7:30 p.m, I'm going to be doing a work with a really beautiful lady called Erica. And we're going to do a different type of healing. And we're going to do all around body image and how you look, and really feeling uncomfortable with the way that you look. So Erica's a beautiful woman, and she's gone from being extremely successful to having some illnesses that have made her put on a lot of weight very quickly, and her body isn't working in the way that it used to, and she's not feeling good about herself. So she's volunteered herself to be a surrogate for us so that we can get maximum healing. So that's going to be this Sunday, which I think is the 2nd, right? Is that the 2nd of September? Yeah. And it's going to be 7:30 p.m. So look out for your emails, because I'm going to send you that, and I'll send you the link and you can join. If you can't join me on Sunday, there's going to be a 48-hour replay. So there's always options, okay? There's always options. If you have any questions, please ask them now. Or please, I'm just going to mute you, Camilla. Or you can ask me by email. You've got any questions or any comments? So I'm really excited about this body confidence. For those of you who don't actually know my story, so I'm an abuse survivor, and I experienced sexual abuse the first time at 8 years old, just about 8 years old, and that left me with a very difficult relationship with my physical body. And when I was a teenager, I was very hormonal, as many of us were, and I had very bad skin. So from being about 12, 13, I had really bad acne, very heavy periods, and I felt horrendous about myself. I really thought I was just this disgusting creature. And what happened was I carried that belief system with me way past my teenage years, And I put on weight very quickly when I was young. And I grew very quickly, and it was always very difficult for me to maintain my weight, and I would emotionally eat a lot. So I was like very addicted to sugar, and I would eat a lot of chocolate, and of course that would exacerbate how bad my skin was, and I would eat a lot of fatty foods, and I would comfort eat. And I used to hate my body so much that I would dig my fingernails into my thighs until I almost drew blood, because I hated how my body felt, and I hated how my body looked, and I felt really embarrassed of myself, and I didn't want people to look at me, and I carried that belief. So even like, I went on medication for my skin, and my weight was still kind of the same. It was always very difficult for me to manage, but my skin cleared up a lot, but I still carried kind of the emotional scars, and still really believed inside the same messages were going on for a very, very long time. And so that's why doing this work on body confidence, I'm very good at it. I usually only do it in one-to-one sessions. Like I have some women that come to me who are recovering from sexual abuse, or they've had children, or they're just really struggling with their body image, and I'm very good at working with them because I know firsthand what the mind does. So if you're really ready to shift out of that, yeah, consider joining us on the program. I'm just so appreciative of this work in this session. Yeah, thank you. Many blessings to you too. It's great work, right? Because we don't have to live like that. We don't have to live with all these crappy stories in our mind that make us feel like shit. We shouldn't be feeling like shit when we walk out the door in the morning. No, we should be feeling good. Because God doesn't, this is my belief, God makes no mistakes, and God did not make a single mistake on you. Trust me, God made no mistakes on you. You are a beautiful child of the Most High, and you are destined for amazing and great things, and I am here to support you to achieve all that you want in your life. It's imperative that you get in right relation as a woman. It's imperative that you get in right relationship with your body, because this is how we feel the world, this is how we sense the world, this is how we receive love or not. This is how we come into our purpose and express that deeper purpose of our life. It's all through our physical body. And women have received so much conditioning about their physical bodies, about what an attractive woman's supposed to look like. She's supposed to have these boobs, this bum, this waist. And some of us are just, we're all built in much different ways. And there's not very much scope for that in Western society. It's like, this is how you're supposed to be in this kind of small compartment. Well, guess what? Most of us don't fit into that. And when we're trying to push ourselves and push ourselves and push ourselves into these small narratives of what a beautiful woman is supposed to be, it's not going to work. And I don't stand for that. I feel we should love ourselves exactly as we are right now, get into right relationship with our body. And from that place, we start to make good choices about food, about drink, about sex, about love, about how we make money, even about how much pleasure we allow ourselves to have. When you fix your relationship with your body, all of these things are going to change, you trust me. So consider coming and joining the program. Please do come on Sunday. I haven't seen any more questions, so I'm going to leave it there for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. And I will see you on Sunday. If you haven't liked me on Facebook, it's Ms. MS JAY Diamond. Go and add me there on Facebook, because I'm always putting like free trainings up there. I've got like a free meditation called Unshakable Confidence, which is like 10 downloads. Like tonight we did 5 and then about 50 more. There's another 10 specifically about confidence and a workbook that you can get. You're so welcome, darling. So go on my Facebook page, and Instagram is Lady J Diamond. Okay, guys. Good night. God bless. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. It's my divine pleasure. And thank you, Camilla, for being brave enough to come forward and really offering it's a deep service that you did tonight, Camilla. It's a deep service to women. And I really honour you and respect you for that. Yes, everyone else in the chat box is saying thank you to Camilla as well. Yeah, we see you, we love you, and you are capable of amazing things and doing amazing things in the world. Good night, everybody. I'll see you soon.